Starting with the visuals of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's second road show in his constituency as the Member of Parliament. These are the visuals that we are getting from Hukulganj, where the Prime Minister is right now in Hukulganj. These narrow bylanes are making it a security nightmare for the security forces. You saw that a bouquet or flowers being flung towards the Prime Minister, and the SPG officers, the personnel, those who are surrounding the Prime Minister, trying to catch them before they land on the Prime Minister. So they are having a tough time here, but the people of Banaras, where the Prime Minister's cavalcade is as of now passing through, are completely modified. That is exactly what we are witnessing. Well, it's interesting. A lot of people are BJP supporters, Prime Minister Modi's supporters, but well, many are also just excited to see their MP and the Prime Minister. Whether all of them are going to be voting for the BJP is a question that we would only know the answer on 11th March. Javed Ansari joining me live from Varanasi. He is at Chowka Ghat, where the Prime Minister, in fact, would be crossing through in some time. Javed, very interesting right now. It is, of course, a security nightmare for the personnel guarding the Prime Minister. But, when you speak to the people, are these die-hard supporters of the Prime Minister or the BJP, or there are just excited people wanting to see their Prime Minister and the Member of Parliament from their constituency?
Well, lots of them are Prime Minister supporter, BJP cadres, and of course some bystanders as well. But the vast majority is certainly the BJP faithful. A huge amount of effort has gone into mobilizing them. Yesterday, the BJP probably realized after the Akhilesh Rahul show that they had erred in not going to full throttle, and that perhaps the battle of optics was won by the alliance. And therefore, today, in the last 12 hours, they pulled out all the stops. They're putting their best foot forward in trying to demonstrate their hold and the power.
Javed, I'm afraid I will have to, just come in with me right now. I just stay on with me. I'm just coming back to you. The entire cavalcade is coming towards you, but right now it is at Hukulganj, where Maushmi Singh, my colleague, is on a vantage point. Maushmi, just describe to our viewers what you are seeing around you.
That's right, Ankit. You can see right behind me is the Prime Minister's cavalcade, and you can see so many selfie cameras, those white specks that you can see in the entire crowd. Those are cameras that are actually camera mobiles that are actually being clicked by people who are right there on the street. The entire street is jam-packed. The Prime Minister's cavalcade just proceeding really very slowly here. You can see BJP umbrellas there also, but the Prime Minister is trying to actually establish a direct connection with the people here, and behind him the entire cavalcade, people on the walking. There are bikers who are actually trailing behind. People are still standing on the terrace, absolutely stunned by seeing the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister, I saw very closely, was waving at each and every balcony, both on his left side and right side. He had a smile on his face and he looked really optimistic. It did look that he was actually trying to connect with the people of Banaras, and everybody who had the basket of flowers, the flower petals, they showered those flower petals. You can see on the streets there are flower petals that are actually on the streets here, and that's where the Prime Minister's cavalcade is. Let me remind you, this is an entire 5-kilometer stretch, and you can see the cavalcade is absolutely going in a very slow speed. It's almost stopped. The ambulance vehicle there is actually in a very tight spot. and the Prime Minister's cavalcade is on a very slow pace, is proceeding forward. It will take a while before it can actually culminate and reach its destination. But people are totally stunned by the fact that the Prime Minister actually passed through the by-lanes. We had spoken to a couple of people and they said that the Prime Minister had never ever come here. No Prime Minister had ever come here. And they were in fact really happy with the fact that the Prime Minister chose this route, and that's why they have chosen to wait for hours at length, not doing anything throughout the day. There you can see people are still standing on the terrace, even waiting to take a glimpse of the Prime Minister. As soon as the Prime Minister was actually very close to them, everybody took out their mobile phones and clicked photographs, taking selfies with the Prime Minister. So clearly a message of sorts. That's what the Prime Minister is trying to give by actually, taking a second day to take out a roadshow of that length. He has been on the target from Akhilesh Yadav to people from his own alliance. But clearly, Narendra Modi is focusing on what he thinks is really important, and that is to win the Battle of Banaras. Because the Battle of Banaras is extremely crucial for the Prime Minister. If Lucknow is won and Banaras is lost, it will be a not so sweet victory. If Banaras, it is absolutely imperative for the BJP to do well, and that's one reason that the Prime Minister is going to camp in Banaras. Remember, out of the 40 seats that are going to the polls in the last phase, BJP got just 4 in 2012, and 3 of them were from Banaras. So it is absolutely important, absolutely essential for the BJP to retain its vote.
All right, Mosmi, we can see behind you that cavalcade of the Prime Minister moving, inching very slowly towards where Javed Ansari, executive editor, is. Javed, just before the cavalcade reaches where you are, as Mosmi was saying, this is a route that has been chosen very carefully. The Prime Minister knocking on the constituencies, on the areas where Samajwadi Party stronghold is usually been the stronghold of the Samajwadi Party. Very quickly, before I go back to Mosmi, Javed, how important it is, this prestige battle for the Prime Minister himself, all the 8 seats of Varanasi going to the kitty of the BJP?
Well, it is very important, considering that this is the Prime Minister's constituency, considering that the entire might of the government of India is now placed and focused here. It's invested itself with disproportionate prestige. So therefore, the Prime Minister Modi, ideally the Prime Minister as well as the BJP would want to make a complete sweep of this. So therefore, anything less than that will present an opportunity to the opposition to raise questions about the Prime Minister's hold over Varanasi.
Javed, also, before you can see these, in fact, our viewers can see these pictures of the Prime Minister, very congested, narrow by-lanes where the Prime Minister is going as of now. People perch on the rooftops, on every vantage point that they can be, to get a glimpse of their Member of Parliament and also the Prime Minister of India. Javed, when the Prime Minister, as you were saying, has put the entire might of the union government here in his own constituency, there are ministers, those who are in fact camping in Banaras. Does that somewhere also sends a message that the BJP possibly is not as confident, and that is why they are going all out to ensure that there is victory in this prestigious constituency?
There is a section that would view it as such. But the fact of the matter is that just because this is the Prime Minister's constituency, the BJP wants to leave nothing to chance. And after Rahul and Akhilesh stormed the Prime Minister's citadel yesterday, the BJP has now come out with all guns blazing. After the hurly-burly is done, after the road shows are over, the battle is yet to be won. And all this will be put to test on March the 11th. the crowds that turned out yesterday at the Alliance rallies, the crowds that turned out at Mayawati's, and the crowd that has turned up today. All this will be put to test on March 11th, Ankit.
Javed, just stay on with me. Let me just also bring in my colleague Rohit Singh, who is also at Patel Chauraha. One of the point where the Prime Minister's rally would be crossing through. Remember, India today has the maximum ground coverage, maximum vantage point to give you a ringside view of the Prime Minister's mega roadshow. Rohit, before we get into the significance of all this, just show our viewers around what you are seeing and the entire atmosphere where you are.
Well, Ankit, right now I'm at the Singh Medical Chauraha in Varanasi, and the Prime Minister's cavalcade is just about to arrive here at the road show. And here you can see in the visuals here, enthusiastic crowd here chanting slogans of Modi, Modi, Har Har Mahadev, Har Har Modi, Ghar Ghar Modi. These are the chants that is being seen. And there's massive enthusiasm as far as the Modi's road show is concerned. And also, this is the second day that Modi is doing a road show. Clearly goes on to show how important Varanasi is apart from Uttar Pradesh as a whole, because it's the Prime Minister's constituency, and it's very, very important that the Prime Minister or the BJP performs excessively well here in Varanasi, and that is why he is forced to do road shows after road shows here. And crowd here are really vibrant, and they are just waiting for the
Yes.
get a glimpse of the Prime Minister and chanting slogans.
Okay, Rohit, I can see how difficult it is there for you. Of course, being in that massive crowd, people shouting all around, you can hardly hear yourself rather than anything else. Also, just take a look at this report that my colleague Moshmi Singh filed just a short while back when Prime Minister Modi was crossing Hukulganj, where she was posted.
The Prime Minister Narendra Modi at his best, trying to woo the Janta of Banaras. The entire air has been rendered inaudible with Modi, Modi chants. The entire street is flooded with people. BJP workers are completely ecstatic and euphoric with their leader, the man in charge, the man in command. Right there, their star pracharak waving aggressively at people, not missing a chance to look at anybody and establish a direct connection. It is yet to be seen whether the euphoria can actually translate into words for the BJP in Banaras. With camera person Kripal Singh, this is Moshmi Singh in Banaras for India Today.
All right, we will be going back to Javed Ansari and Rohit Singh. They are at the places where the Prime Minister's road show is yet to pass through. That's right, you're getting the ringside view on India Today of the Prime Minister's mega road show. Let me now go across straight away to Javed Ansari, my colleague, executive editor, who is joining us from the point where Prime Minister's road show is as of now just passing by. Javed, over to you. Just show our viewers what's happening around you.
Well, the advance party of the Prime Minister's cavalcade is passing right now, right in front of me at Chaukaghat, Varanasi. It's a huge, huge procession. Lots of them on motorcycles, waving flags. The crowds have turned up in massive numbers, in very large numbers. They've lined the street, lined both sides of the street. They're waving flags, full-throated slogans, Har Har Modi, Ghar Ghar Modi, something that we have not heard in a while. That's been created. The effort to reconnect and try and recreate the magic of 2014. The Prime Minister is still some distance behind, but the procession that is leading it, the procession that precedes his cavalcade is already right in front of us. The street lights have now come on. The atmosphere is absolutely electric, Ankit. This is a grand finale to this very exciting but also very bitter election. For Prime Minister Modi, there's lots at stake. After Rahul and Akhilesh Yadav tried to storm his citadel of Varanasi yesterday, he's out on the streets trying to reconnect and re-establish his links with the electorate of Varanasi. Ankit?
You know, as the Prime Minister's cavalcade makes his way towards where you are standing, this 5-kilometer long road show, the second road show the Prime Minister is doing in as many days. What's the sense that you get from the ground? Of course, standing amidst a crowd of supporters of Prime Minister Modi right now, everything seems to be Modified. But is it as one-sided as it looks as of now?
Well, certainly not. Like I said, you know, road shows and public meetings aside, the truth lies somewhere else. I'm not saying that Mr. Modi is winning or losing, or that the alliance is winning or losing, or that Mayawati is winning. But the fact is that after the road shows are over and the hurly-burly's done, the battle is yet to be won, and all that will be put to test on March 11th. For now, it's you know, I've covered several elections. I don't want to stick my neck out. This is a remarkable election, different to what I've seen in the past. But one cannot help but resist soaking in the atmosphere, reveling in what is happening in front of our eyes. Something, you know, it's a riot of color and festivity. It's a riot of noise. Yesterday and today, and Varanasi has become now the epicenter of UP's politics. Lucknow may be the capital, but this is the political capital, and it's become more so because this happens to be Prime Minister Modi's constituency. So all the elements have come together to bring about this grand finale. Both sides, all sides putting in their bit, putting in their last ounce of energy. Tremendous mobilization from all sides. Yesterday, Akhilesh and Rahul and Mayawati at a public rally. Today, the Prime Minister yet again. 2 road shows in 2 days. Something that's quite unprecedented. I don't know of another Prime Minister who's done it so much. So this alone goes to show how hard fought this battle is. Every inch of territory, every vote is being fought for, Ankit.
Javed, in fact, there's some breaking news related to the Prime Minister's roadshow that is coming in the bulletin right now. The BSP has alleged that the Prime Minister's roadshow is in the violation of the Model Code of Conduct. This is what the BSP's allegation is. Yesterday, questions were raised on the Prime Minister's roadshow as well, for which the BJP then said it was not a roadshow, it was just a Jan Sampark that the Prime Minister is doing.